Uganda is known as the Pearl of Africa. Home to the headwaters of the Nile River, a country with diverse landscapes, abundant wildlife, and a beautiful people. And yet the reality is that thousands of Ugandans have suffered tremendous pain and agony due to decades of civil conflict. Since 1987, the Ugandan government has been at war with a rebel militia group known as the Lord's Resistance Army, in what is now one of Africa's longest-running conflicts. This rebel group is known for its widespread human rights violations, including abduction, rape, torture, and the forcible use of children as soldiers. In order to spread a spirit of fear and intimidation, they oftentimes will cut off people's fingers, or they will cut off people's toes. They will inflict incredible pain and humiliation upon their victims by mutilating their faces, by cutting off their lips and cutting off their ears. Almost 30,000 children have been abducted, and some, out of fear of their own lives, have been forced to perform unspeakable atrocities against others, even against members of their own families. Many are forced to kill or be killed. We met one such boy who at age 10 or 11 had been abducted during the night and taken away from his family. With a gun pointed to his head, he was given an option: kill a young girl or be killed himself. As he spoke to us, you could see in his eyes the loss of innocence, and then to hear in his small, shaky, timid voice, "Yes, I did kill that little girl."
This is Stella. She appears to be an average Ugandan woman, but she was once a soldier in the rebel army. At only 22 years old, she has been through enough pain and hardship to last a lifetime. When Stella was 14, she was abducted by rebels and taken by foot to Sudan, where they trained her to be a soldier. As is typical for female abductees, Stella was given as a wife to one of the male soldiers, a relationship resulting in 2 children. Being a rebel soldier was hard enough, walking for days with no food and no place to sleep. But Stella had the added burden of caring for her 2 children. She would pretend to be sick to avoid fighting, and was beaten very badly when she was caught trying to escape. Stella is one of the fortunate ones. After 9 years in the bush, fighting in the rebel army, Stella, the soldier girl, is once again home.
As rebel forces flood into an area, people are forced to leave lands that they've owned for generations, where they've built homes, farmed, and raised their children. Families are often scattered in different directions, never to be together again. Their homes are burned and destroyed as they flee, taking with them only what they can carry. As a result of this, over 200 camps have been formed in northern Uganda, known as IDP, or Internally Displaced People Camps. These are communities with thousands of people living in extreme poverty, barely existing, every day struggling to stay alive. starting to make the long trek back to their original lands to rebuild and start afresh. But for many, the journey is just too taxing. Those that remain are the children, the elderly, and the disabled, those that God has called us to look after. World Challenge is working with other international organizations to make a definitive change, not only in the basic needs and daily circumstances, but to really empower people to change their lives. We recently provided funds to build a community center in Lira, from which development projects will be conducted. These projects will be overseen by local pastors, many of whom have had their churches destroyed. We will be helping them to rebuild and plant new churches so that they can once again become effective instruments of change within their communities. Tremendous conflict has brought about tremendous suffering, but with prayer and support, we will continue to reach out and be a blessing to the people of Uganda, not only in providing the basic necessities of life, but in bringing the truth and the reality of the gospel of Jesus Christ.